92%, according to the last screenshot I took of that shit for you. 92% women. 4% men, 2% user specified. People threaten to kill my family and my friends. Alright, everything after that, you guys didn't fucking care. You guys haven't cared since I hurt my back in 2015. Let me tell you something about the Starbucks on Pearl Street. If something happened inside the store and it was serious, yeah, they'd call the cops. But as far as if I went to them about abuse that I was enduring outside of the store, no, they wouldn't. If they were friends, they would have. They would have found the time instead of saying they're sorry. The number of crimes committed against me and other at-risk adults while I was in Boulder, Colorado, that I did try to tell those people what was going on. It was always the, I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that happened. That's dismissive as fuck, and it's not very friendly. But I always had to understand they don't mean nothing by it. They don't mean nothing by it. They're busy with their own lives. They're busy with their own lives. Well, my predators got plenty of time to do horrible shit to me. My predators got plenty of time for making fake accounts to harass me on. I got a lot of predators I got to deal with, like Dan Fabert. Now, when I say deal with, there's a lot of you who want to go, oh my God, he's threatening. No. I've been trying to do this legally. And I encounter nothing but resistance every step of the way. I understand you ain't got a lot of time, blah, 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 blah. Well, you make time for who you care for. Every interpersonal relationship that I had before Natalie died was destroyed by her slander. Every single one of them. And then there's these folks who want to say it's my fault for not trying to keep up a friendship. And I'm like, hey, here's a bunch of screenshots between you and me. A whole bunch of them. A whole bunch that shows that I tried to maintain a friendship. Shows that I did message you. There's a lot of those messages that I sent to people that may seem random, but it's based off a post that showed up on my timeline. Sometimes about them being depressed, sometimes about something they thought was funny. But the thing that y'all just don't seem to get is that people have been threatening to kill me and my loved ones since 2016. November of 2016. Now, as far as the Tim Beeson things, you know, when I had the evidence, my friends didn't fucking care. The important thing here is getting the evidence turned in, not making excuses. When somebody says, oh, well, you can't do nothing about it, that is never the case. That is literally never the case. If someone tells you they can't do anything about it, they are fucking lying to you 100% of the time. When they're telling you how it is, and you already know how it really is, you already know what the laws are, but they want to bullshit you about what the laws are, your only protection is friends and family and a recording device. That's it. With just the recording device, you still need friends or family to give a shit and share the information. And then there's these people who want to talk over me. They want to say, oh, Sean, you need to do this and you need to do that. I'm like, that's not what I need to do. I have the instructions of what I'm legally supposed to do. Why don't we try that? Why don't we try that? Why don't we try going the legal route for once? And then, of course, these people who have played pocketbook lawyer, some of them, well, they have to concede. They really do. They have to concede that they don't know what they think they do. When they realize that you've already looked it up, that you've been at this for 6 fucking years. 6 goddamn years of abuse. And just so you know, I fought for our rights before this happened to me. When I was a kid, I grew up in the fucking system. I've been speaking out since I was 7 years old. 7 years old. Now, I need my friends to come forward and explain who I was instead of being angry at who I have to be. This is a trauma response to every one of my friends throwing me away and treating me like trash and not understanding the fucking consequences of their goddamn assumptions and stupidity and lack of give a fuck. If you tell your friend to call suicide hotline and they fucking kill themselves, it's your fault. You should not have sent them on to suicide hotline. You should have shut the fuck up and found out what help they needed and fucking helped them. If that's not the help that you gave them, you're a piece of shit. 100% of the time, you are a piece of shit. You're not a friend. You're not a piece of shit friend. You've shown you're not a friend. What makes you a piece of shit is the fact that you fucking pretended to be. That you pretended to care. You only care about them when they're fun. Isn't that right? You got a little trivial fucking problem in your fucking life. And that's the thing about being in Boulder, Colorado that was fucking shitty. I helped out a lot of people because it takes 2 people to get that help. 1 person alone is not enough. Now, you might get lucky and be a pretty girly and lots of people offer you up the help, and you can say you did it yourself because you asked those people for help. So you did it all yourself. I did all the legwork. You got benefits that none of us get. You got lucky being a pretty blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl with the oh me, poor me, I'm just a girl fucking bullshit. Reality is you're out there manipulating, same as everybody else, trying to make a living. You gotta have a fucking hustle. If you can get it easier than everybody else, well, by all means. That's how you feel about it. Why go to work when you can flirt with guys and pretend like you're interested in them so they buy you shit? Why would you want to go out and get a job and bust your ass when you can find a guy twice your age with kids who's arguing with his wife? Just a little bit of drama and a little bit of trauma, you might be able to finagle yourself into that ready-made family and push her out. We got a lot of this going on. With each and every one of these situations, I need people to be informed of what's going on. And when they're busy telling me what the laws are, when I already know that that's not correct, and this has actually gotten me into trouble, so you know. When these people are wanting to tell me how nice they are and how much they care and that they can't do something because the law says this or the law says that, and then I send them what the law says. Oh, insta-blocked. Jesus fuck. You went from lying to holy shit, I'm gone, like that. Holy fuck. Apparently the retard is educated, and also apparently the retard has recorded. Holy fuck, I better block him. Woo-hoo! Hoo-wee! Lots of those people that blocked me wanted to unblock me later and think that was okay. No. You get the fuck out of here. So, I gotta go through and take screenshots of Danica Gardner and I's messages, right? This is probably 4 years ago. And I'm going through Danica Gardner's messages, and this is after she's blocked me because her and her fucking friend Kara Johnson Miles got busted. You know, if these were really my friends, they would have stopped and listened. That's what they would have done. If they were really my friends, after stopping and listening, they'd have helped me to turn it in immediately. They threatened my family, all right? And you guys want to pretend like I should just forget about it, let it go. People were assaulting me and accused me of things that I didn't do, so I couldn't go to where my support network was. It made it an unsafe place for me. I can't take care of myself. I can't defend myself. The people that I was good to in Boulder, the fact that they existed in my environment, the fact that we were on good terms, was deterrent to anyone who sought to harm me. For anyone who sought to victimize somebody, they would see that I was not alone. They would see that I was among friends. And they would be too afraid to victimize me because of that. But you guys just don't give a shit. And that's the problem with all of these people who claim to be my friends, is that I went to them for help, and they couldn't even admit that I went to them for help. And then they wanted to throw tantrums like fucking babies when I posted up evidence that they fucking told me those things. Things you want to pretend that I'm a fucking liar for saying. That's the problem with not taking the time to check in on your friends. All these folks who want to post stuff, hey, check in on your friends once in a while, make sure they're okay. They put up the post, right? And I see it on there. Why do I see it? Because from time to time I check on them to see if they're okay. And they completely ignore me. They never check on me to see if I'm fucking okay. When they make that post, dude, gross, selfish, two-faced. I've taken 7 years of abuse now because my friends don't give a fuck. They're too busy talking over me, telling me how to think, how to feel. You know, a little bit of time can save a lot of fucking trouble. When you tell me 400 fucking times that you're sorry you can't be here in person, how about shut the fuck up? I heard it 399 times previously. Instead of telling me over and over again, you can't fucking do something because of a stupid fucking reason, shut the fuck up. There are workarounds. And every time I try to tell you, you won't shut the fuck up. So shut the fuck up. When you make the time to listen to somebody, shut the fuck up. When you finally are able to talk to somebody on the phone who's been begging you to call them on the phone and have an actual conversation, you have already typed to them those things 100 fucking times. That's why they're asking you to fucking call. You are projecting your fucking assumptions. Let them fucking protect themselves from your fucking assumptions. You are harming them by making those assumptions and shoving it on them over and over and over again. The other thing is, when somebody is trying to educate you because it is obvious that you don't know jack shit, arguing is not help. Repeating 10 more times that you don't fucking know when you're literally doing that just to interrupt them. That's what you're doing. You're just interrupting them to say the same thing over and over again. See, that's the thing about when you make an excuse. You set your fucking excuse in stone. When your excuse for being a fucking shitty person to me is something I supposedly did to somebody else, maybe you should look at the fucking evidence. The other thing is, if you're a mandated reporter, don't lie to me and tell me that you have to see it. Don't lie to me and tell me that you have to see it happen. Don't do that. Do not ever do that. When I come to you for help because I'm being abused and you want to tell me about all your personal bullshit, I'm not talking about problems. Comparatively, these people do not have actual problems. These people have support in their lives, and they just want to assume that if they fucking ignore me, that somebody else will tell the fucking truth. They are off the fucking hook. And that's the problem with having to wait and 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 wait for a fucking phone call. Now, once in a while, you get somebody who tries to understand for a little bit, but not often. And it's only for a little bit. And see, that little bit would have been enough at the beginning. Lady I just spoke with, well, I talked for about 30 minutes. And no, it wasn't just me talking, and yes, I did get interrupted, and yes, there were some things said that were bad assumptions that, well, that helps me to know what her assumptions are. And then I can set about correcting it. Now, the problem is that when she didn't call the other day, and I tried explaining to her and typing, this is the problem with typing. No matter what, you're going to reinterpret it in an entirely different way than I mean it when it benefits you. Now, maybe it was a legit mistake, but when you say you're going to call, you should probably call and find out what's going on. There's a reason I'm asking you to fucking call. You're taking everything that I fucking type completely out of fucking context. You're not keeping in contact with me. If you're going to call, then fucking call. If you're not going to call, at least fucking inform me that you changed plans. That's the problem with not fucking listening and not calling. Is that if you make a shitty fucking assumption and project a shitty assumption onto me, then I can correct it right then and there, instead of you running with a stupid fucking assumption for 6 goddamn years. Jesus fucking Christ, you'd think in 6 years that people would understand the English language, especially if it's the only language they know. If I show you evidence of fucking abuse as a mandated reporter, yes, you do have to help turn that in. If I tell you about abuse that I am enduring, you do have to turn that in. That is your job as a mandated reporter. Oh, showing more people killed and wounded. Wonder how that happened. That's the little news link thing that it sends me. Mostly it's who disappeared in the area, who disappeared on the other side of the country, and who got killed. A mass shooting outside bar on Winter Storm pummels U.S. Idaho College murders. Idaho College murders. I would recommend looking at Farnsworth. Not that I think that Farnsworth actually went to college and killed some people, but there sure are an awful lot of fucking heads popping up in the area, and Chris Stegman doesn't live here. Farnsworth also talks about having heads. Now, I haven't seen Barisa. Last time I saw Barisa, she got into a vehicle with him, and she's been missing ever since. For these people to help me, they need to know what the fuck is going on. They need a crash course in what's going on. What would be great is if they'd have paid attention this entire fucking time and they could actually help me. But no, everybody is too fucking selfish. They're too busy telling me about their own personal fucking bullshit. It's fucking trivial. My friends are dead because you are too selfish to care. I have been victimized over and over again because you have been too selfish to care. It's not that you couldn't make the time, it's that you did not care enough to make the time. You and I got a completely different set of fucking problems. You complain because you want to go out and hang out with your friends 3 to 5 nights a week, getting drunk and partying. And I'm taking away from that. And then you tell me about your responsibilities and your kids and you're this and you're that. And then you post up these pictures of you partying. Had a great time with such and such last night. And then the next night, and then a couple of nights after that, another one. I'm sorry, I can't help. I'm a responsible parent. No, you're a fucking partier. That's all you're doing is going out and partying. Who the fuck is raising your kids while you're doing that? I shouldn't even ask. You know, just sitting down, talking to me, touching base, and finding out what's going on, that was too much for any person that I know. That was literally too much for any person I know to actually do. It wasn't until the beginning of this year that I got somebody to actually listen. Actually listen. That was Mandy Singer. Everybody else showed that they didn't listen to a fucking word I said. Everyone else went out of their way not to do this stuff. Everybody else went out of their way to be too busy talking over me and projecting shit on me to listen to a goddamn thing I had to say. And that's what people aren't getting when they're busy asking questions. Don't ask questions. Do not ask fucking questions. You are wasting the fucking time. You need to listen and find out what the fuck is going on. If you don't listen to that, you don't fucking care. Don't ask questions. Listen to the fucking story. Your questions will probably be fucking answered. But you need to shut the fuck up or you are complicating matters. You need to shut the fuck up. When you got an hour, right? That's all you've got is an hour of time that you're willing to make for Sean. After all of the things that I've done for you guys, it doesn't matter to Christopher Weaver that I literally got fucked over for 3.5 goddamn months. Well, 3 months. Got completely screwed over. He didn't pay me. His ex didn't pay me. They also didn't provide food or cigarettes like they promised they would. And somebody got to be there and be responsible while they're supposed to be jumping through hoops so that they can make sure that Quilly has a good and honest home. Now, Christopher Weaver just couldn't keep his word in that 7 months. Or in that 3 months, sorry. And in that 3 months, I did everything that I could to help him because nobody else was. His family wasn't. They didn't care. But how much does Christopher Weaver care about me? He doesn't. I was just a means to an end. We were friends when he got what he wanted. But when it came to being my friend, he showed himself to be a worthless piece of shit, just like the rest of you. You ain't good people.